Duys Online, episode number 5, featuring the lovely Ella from Ela Jackson. Hello everyone, and today's topic is how to start a fashion label using Instagram. How exciting. Morning everyone. Do we have any fashion labels online already? I'm trying to read them. Hi Bev, welcome. Hi Anita, hi Susan, hi Katie, hi.
Feels so good. I need my glasses.
Beautiful lips, Perth. I've done this before 5 times. So, hi Keely. Oh my God, Keely, so funny. I said to Ella, I'm such an idiot. I thought Keely was a musician. I thought her account was Ela Jackson Music, and she was like, it was.
She just changed it.
Derp.
Because she's good at many things.
Derp. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining our live. So pops this morning. Morning! All right, shall we begin?
Yes.
Okay, let's. So, Ella, please tell us who you are and what you do.
So I am one half of Ela Jackson. Ela Jackson is the other half.
Hi, Keely.
Hi. We are a Perth-based fashion label. We do activewear and swimwear. Yes, and we're both wearing activewear. Lucky that we just did activewear, otherwise we'd both be sitting in our bikinis.
This is true because she does swimwear too, so thank God they started doing activewear. Thank God.
But we've recently launched our activewear, and it's all made out of recycled fishing nets that have been pulled out of the ocean and other ocean waste. So everything is regenerated and comes to you looking like this.
Looking like this, and can confirm it holds in the McTitties because have worked out, have tested, have tried and tested. Oh my God, I can't talk this morning. Tried and tested, and it holds the girls in, and that's what we all want, right? As fully busted women, it makes a difference.
Well, for you.
Well, sometimes. It just depends. Okay, how long have you been a social club member, Reno?
I think a year. I think I joined when I just moved to Adelaide. Yeah.
Yes, because Ella lives in Adelaide at the moment.
Yes, it's very sad.
But originally from Perth. And she's just here at the moment on sort of a working holiday, would you say?
Working, yeah.
A working
I've
holiday.
been working a lot, so I would say so.
Yeah, you have been working a lot. You're working right now.
Yeah.
Great. Excellent. Now, let's go back to fashion.
Yeah.
So would you consider yourself a fashion designer?
Definitely.
Okay, so how did you get into fashion design? And do you have any official qualifications?
So, yes, I do. I actually studied fashion design at Curtin, and then I moved...
Shut up! Well, don't shut up. Keep going. But wow.
And then I moved to ECU because I wanted to do a double degree, and at the time I was studying...
Leave. Can you go? She's too smart. You can't be pretty and hot and smart and have a good body. You need to leave. Sorry, the interview's over. Just kidding. Keep going.
When I was at Curtin, they wouldn't let you do a double degree. They were like, you're either in arts or you're in whatever else you wanted to study.
Okay.
So I moved to ECU, where they let me do a double degree in communications and in fashion design.
She's very clever.
And I did public relations, marketing and fashion.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
What a little smarty pants you are. I hope that some of your smart rubs off on me today. Touch me. Okay, so tell me about the Ela Jackson customer. Who is the Ela Jackson girl? Or boy, I guess. We don't want to be sexist, but
We don't want to. But
mainly girl.
we don't have boardies yet, and our activewear is predominantly leggings and crops. So, I mean, okay.
Everyone's welcome to wear them though. We don't discriminate.
No.
She is definitely the brain trust of the corporation. That's Keely. And you're the music. When you guys do an ad on TV, Keely, you have to do the backup vocals. Yeah.
You know what? She always chooses all our music whenever we do a runway show. She does all the music. So, well, she does a lot more, but that's one of the things.
That's all she does. So, Keely, That's it. Well done on the music choices, though. It's very important. It sets the whole scene. Okay. Did you tell me about your customer yet?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
So
sorry. We got distracted.
We have our swimwear customer,
Mm-hmm.
and we thought of her because we live in Perth. We're very active.
Used to.
No, we do. We live in Perth. We grew up on the seaside. Keely grew up down south, but
From anyone that's not from Perth, we have, oh my gosh, Mum. Sorry, my mum's messaging me. We have, and I don't care what anybody else says in the world, we have the most beautiful beaches in the world. Guarantee, hands down. In Perth, it's also summer for about 11 months of the year, and people live at the beach. We live at the beach. So
Exactly.
everyone lives in their bikinis for about 11 months of the year.
why
Although
we-
today it's not. Today it's only 32 degrees, so that's why we're all in jackets.
But you can see why we decided to start with activewear or swimwear first and then activewear.
Yeah. So was that always the plan, even at the beginning?
At the beginning, we actually didn't know what we wanted to do first because we were both
Been there.
we were both so obsessed with fashion.
Okay.
Both of us were working at Sass and Bide. Both of us have worked
Love
for
Sass and Bide.
both of us have worked in retail for 11 years
Okay.
prior, and just obsessed with fashion. Like you
Okay.
should see Keely's style; it's impeccable.
I would like to see it.
And so when we sat down and we were like, where do we start? We didn't know,
Mm.
but because we are we've got such a big beach culture here, and everyone's so outdoorsy. Like, everyone's got a boat. Everyone's going to Rottnest every weekend.
Yeah.
Everyone's going for their coast walks.
Yeah.
Swimwear was the first place we wanted to.
The obvious
start.
choice.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And then as we progressed, we decided we wanted to make our swimwear more active. So that's why we decided to do crops that you can swim in and be
Because you can
active
swim in this,
Yeah, you
right?
can swim in that
Yeah,
if you
it's
want.
like bather material.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a question? Look who's talking, Ella. You never had a bad style day, even hungover, which is not fair. Oh, best friend.
Bestie, I love you.
That is so cute. True though, I've never seen her looking hungover or not fashionable. So don't start now. Just kidding.
But yeah, so we decided to do a few of our bikini tops that you can wear to yoga, Pilates, you can do a hip class in them.
You can wear them on Channel 9 News, tried and tested.
And then from there, because it was sort of the natural evolution of our brand, we decided to do more that would be active and swim.
Yeah.
And we did our own separate activewear range.
Have
And
you swum in the leggings yet?
No. No.
You should move on to what are those things that you wear when you go surfing?
Oh yeah,
Wetsuits.
a wetsuit.
Sexy.
We could do a wetsuit out of recycled fishing net.
You could. There you go. There's your next business idea.
Yeah, that's the last question. So
Okay, I won't spoil it. Okay, cute. So tell me, how do you help your Ela Jackson girl? Like, what is she looking for in the products that you provide versus basically going anywhere else, because there are so many swimwear labels, there are so many activewear labels. Why does your customer come to you?
So we pay a lot of attention to detail
Mm-hmm.
in the fits, in the way it's been stitched, in the colours.
Can confirm.
Keely has an amazing eye for colour.
Mm-hmm.
So she will, or like whenever we go fabric shopping, she's always like picking out all the little things that are good or bad in the colours. So yeah, that's another one of the-
Clever. There's a hot tip for you.
Yeah.
Now, what do you say to people who think starting a fashion label is too hard or not worth it? Because it is an extremely saturated market, if not the most saturated market in the world.
So it's not easy. It's
Mm.
like it. Keely and I are best friends, right? And it was definitely something to test.
Tested the
friendship.
friendship. How long have you been doing it for now?
This will be our 4th year.
Okay.
Yeah, but we had been doing it for the 2 years before launching any products.
Mhm.
We did lots of market research.
So it took you 2 years. There's a hot tip. Took you 2 years before you launched any products.
We didn't want to release something that we weren't 100% happy with.
Yeah.
we wanted to make sure that the fits were right, the fabrics were right, that our manufacturer was right, and yeah, that takes time.
Takes a lot of bloody time and research. Question, just wanted to say hi. Okay, bye. Love you, poo-poo. Dr. Cat. Hi, Cat. Love you, poo-poo. I had a question on that. Oh, okay. So it took you 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
How many jobs did you have during that time? Because I can't imagine that's all you did for 2 years.
I was studying full-time.
Okay.
And I was working full-time.
There you go. Studying full-time, working full-time, and trying to launch a business for 2 years.
I'm very lucky. At that time, I was still living with my parents.
Okay, which helps.
So I didn't have to pay rent or anything.
Yeah.
So everything I was making was being saved for our business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And same with Keely?
Same with Keely. Well, Keely was living out of home, so she had a few extra expenses. But yeah,
Amazing.
everything that we were making, we were saving so that we could go buy that fabric.
Yeah.
And like we would do a little trip first, go choose all our fabric, have it all planned, have the budget, and then we would save, and then go buy it, because we didn't have an investor, we didn't borrow any money. But then doing it that way, we sort of know the value of money, and we don't go wasting
Of course, yeah, it's really smart. Oh, you girls are so clever. Okay, now I think actually that's really a good segue into our community Q&A. So, given that, how did you both believe in yourself enough to get started? Because I'm sure everyone watching has been through the what is the point? Am I good enough? Am I just about to throw away not only years of my life, but thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars? And time. So how did you overcome that hurdle to
I think
start?
We were very lucky that both of us have Bart, my husband.
They share her husband. It's an interesting relationship.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
He's the third wheel, really. But he knows
Would
that,
he be
it's fine.
watching?
I think he'll watch it later. I think
Hi,
he's in a
Bart.
meeting. But he knows that. He always says that he's got 2 missuses for the price of...
For the price of one? How much did he pay for one?
Too much.
I love it.
But he actually thought of the idea.
Okay.
He knew that we both wanted to do it, and he actually introduced us initially as well. He met Keely, and then he was like, "Babe, I've met this girl, and you're just gonna love her. You're gonna be best friends." And I was like, "Whatever, you're full of it."
That's cute.
And then I met her, and I was like, "Wow, okay, you're right."
Yeah, you were right. You know everything about me.
Yes.
Okay, cute. So you reckon, do you think then that if you had not have had Bart pushing you along, what's his job? Bart's in finance.
So do you know TPG?
TPG.
I say that he sells Wi-Fi.
He sells Wi-Fi.
Fi.
So he knows about money and sales,
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
He studied commerce, economics, business.
Okay.
He's very savvy.
You're going to have like the smartest children in the world.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you really will. And they'll be pretty. Yeah, so you think a background in...
Definitely having the support network helps. He pushed us. He was like, "No, girls, you've got to do it. You're both very talented. You both love fashion. So many scribbles, of like different designs and everything." And he was like, "You just got to do it." But you never know where to start. So we literally started with drawings on a piece of paper, and then we finding manufacturers. One of the questions.
Shall we segue into that?
Well,
the next questions are the next question is where do you begin?
Okay.
So if someone's watching this, they've got an idea about a fashion label that they want to start, what's like the 3 first steps?
Do your research. Number 1.
Yes.
And I think that's not just fashion. I think that's any business.
100%.
Do your research.
Do your research. The biggest tip that I can give to you watching, if you're considering starting a business, is just because you love a product or service does not mean there's a market for it, and it doesn't mean people are going to buy it.
Exactly.
So I think doing, what Ella said, doing your research, a really, really good place to research your market is Facebook groups. It's free advice. You can ask anyone. You don't have to have a product or a service actually active and for sale yet. And you can just say, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Would you be interested? What would you be looking for? How much would you be willing to pay? That's the sort of research that is going to essentially tell you whether you have a potential business or just a hobby.
Yeah.
Sorry, I took over. I tend to do that.
So the second thing.
Yes.
When we first started, the three of us, because Bart is actually part of our business as well, the three of us sat down and we wrote a business plan.
Very smart. What's a business plan? If someone's listening, they're like, I don't know what that
where
is.
you write down your company values, your mission statement, your goals, goals financially as well.
Because businesses cost a fuck ton of money.
Yes, they do. That's where you would do any forecasting as well. So it's essentially, if someone is going to read it, they're going to know everything about your business.
Yeah. And the thing is as well, if you don't have a commerce background or everything to do with money is scary for you, it doesn't need to be a 145-page plan.
No.
It may be a document literally under the headings that Ella just listed with bullet points. I mean, everyone gets into business to A, make money, and B, well, kind of take over the world. Like, let's be honest. So,
especially in fashion.
Yeah, right. So start with those two. How do you plan to make money? And how do you plan to take over the world? Start there, jot some bullet points down, and then at least you've got something to guide you and also something to come back to when you're having shit days or things aren't going to plan.
I have it really briefly saved in my notes. So then when I go write captions, I'm like, okay, this is our mission statement, this is our values. And if I'm really stuck for a caption that day, like what does our customer need to know about our business?
That's a great point. Do you have tips with engaging on social media? Yes, we're going to get to that. Great live, ladies. Thanks. Bree, we're going to get to that. Keep watching. But that was a really good point. So you keep your business plan briefly in your notes, so that when you're trying to come up with captions for Instagram, you can look over it quickly and it brings you back to what's important and what message you want to actually share.
So for example, in my notes, I'll have everything written about our fabric, and like that's a really important thing that we need to remind our customer as well. And if we have new people looking at our product, we want them to know about the fabric and why we've chosen to be eco-friendly. And so I think that's a really big selling point as well, like why our customer loves our product. We also want them to know about the fits and like how to care for it, and then really about us, because we have built our brand essentially on our friendship. Yeah.
And it's really important as well, because that's the story behind the brand. And not everyone is going to be able to connect to your product or service. Because there's not really emotion involved when you're describing fact. But when you're telling a story, there's a lot of emotion involved, and that's what people, your customers who aren't in the industry and may not understand your product or service, they can connect the emotion in the story, and that's what will eventually grow your account and grow your sales. Did we do 3? Was that 3?
I think that was 2.
2. What was number 3?
So number 3.
Number 1 was research your market. Number 2 was write a business plan. Number 2A was save it in your notes. What's number 3?
I feel like there's a lot of things that come with number 3.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah. I would maybe take a step back and make sure that this is actually what you want to do before you go full steam ahead.
It's so true. It's so true. I think having a business is 50% having a good product or service and 50% loving what you do.
Yeah.
Because the lows in business are lower than any job that you will ever have.
You take it really personally.
You take it really personally. And Dom always says this to me. Does Bart says this to you? You need to emotionally disconnect from your business.
Yeah.
I can't. I love it. Yeah. My business is me. I can't emotionally disconnect. I take everything personally. I know I shouldn't. And hey, maybe one day we won't. But right now,
like we do markets quite a lot, and it's like people that don't know that we are the designers behind the product. So it's really nice to sort of hear people's feedback. But then it's also like you don't want to know too much, or you like if someone doesn't buy it, then you can't take it personally. But not everyone's going to like everything.
Totes.
Yeah.
So make sure that you really, really, really love what it is that you do, because that is the only thing. Your love for what you do is what's going to get you through the shit times. And there will be shit times. I have worked with thousands and thousands of business owners now, and I am still yet to meet anyone who says, oh my God, I had this great business idea. So I just launched my product or service and then I made millions of dollars and it's all going really well.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing. But that is not how it works, my friend. So make sure you love what you do. It's really important. Ali, Matt says the same bloody thing to me. Men, they make life look so simple.
Don't they?
Don't they?
They do.
They don't have hormones to deal with,
No.
okay? Hormones change everything. They really do. All right, so we've done where do you begin? Okay, because this is fashion, where do you find suppliers and manufacturers? Because that's a huge stepping stone.
We went through 3 before we found ours.
Okay.
And the first one was recommended to us by someone in Perth, and it's a really horrible story.
Okay, that's fine. No problem.
They just took the piss out of us. She was just like, obviously she knew that we were new to doing this.
That's
Took us for
disappointing.
and we were both so excited. We were like, we've saved all this money, of course, take it, yes.
Yeah,
She took it and
disappeared.
catch you later.
Yeah, and also I think everyone has had that.
But you know, it was a really good place for us to start because we learnt don't trust anyone.
Yeah,
So baby steps from there. Don't get
Yeah.
too excited if it's too good to be true.
yeah, it probably is. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there is a lot of people that can see your excitement.
And they take advantage of it.
Yeah, and take advantage of it because it does cloud your judgment a lot, especially at the start. The more you get burnt, the more you get smarter,
Yeah,
I guess.
the obstacle is the way.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Have you read the book? It's really good.
No? Cute.
Yes. So then,
Yes, and then?
after that, Keely remembered that her dad's
Go Keely.
best friend's wife used to work for religion. You know, the brand.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So she is an Indonesian lady. She's really lovely.
Okay.
And she had a friend that has a really small workshop over in Bali, and we got in touch with her, sent her our drawings first before we sent her the actual specs. We're like, this is what we're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible? And then we flew over to Bali, had a meeting with her, and yeah, started from there. So our swimwear started from this tiny little workshop. I think she has maybe 3 employees. That was so sweet. Yeah.
Cute. I think that's a really good tip as well to point out. Use what you have already. Look within. It doesn't even need to be your direct circle, but over all the people that you've met over all the years, it's sort of where everyone begins. You think of someone that could help with something and they can put you in touch.
In relation to that, if you do find someone, don't just badger them all the time with questions.
It's not their problem to grow your business.
If you don't have a relationship with them, don't just keep asking them a million questions, and then people need to figure it out for themselves.
Yes. Yeah. I think respecting that there may be a business owner or there may be somebody that, yes, they could help you, but respect the time and the money that they have put into getting their answers.
Yeah.
And it's a journey that we all have to go on ourselves and just be respectful of that.
Yeah. So then
We love them though. Oh, thanks, Sally.
we do. Yes, we do.
Yes, and then
From
and
there,
then
we outgrew this little lady.
Cute.
So our quantity
Yay.
started growing.
how long
and
did that take?
Maybe 2 years.
Okay.
Or 3 years.
So would you say that the first 2 years was a bit of a slog?
Oh yeah,
Hard.
it is.
Yeah.
And swimwear is really seasonal as well.
Can I ask a question? Segue. How long were you building up your Instagram before you made your first sale?
Oh, don't have that written down somewhere.
But it wasn't a
while.
week, was it?
No, and I feel like now it's sort of, now whenever we do a post, we get a sale, or when we do a story and I'm like,
After
oh my
4
gosh.
years.
Yeah.
After 4 years. I had some beautiful girls the other day contact me. So sweet. And if you're watching, I really appreciate it. Basically just super down on themselves. They haven't made any sales, blah, 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 blah. And then as I read through, it was like, I know it's only been a week and a half, but... And I was like, oh dear.
No, it's not going to happen straight away.
It's not going to happen. Unless your name ends in Jenner, Kardashian, Hadid.
So, you know what? How we started making sales first, we put ourselves out there. We would go to markets.
Yeah.
Or like we would do markets every single weekend.
Yeah.
And because you can't just rely on Instagram.
Instagram is
that's
absolutely right.
When we first started as well, it's not somewhere where that was happening.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Totally.
So we would go to markets every single weekend.
Mm-hmm.
All weekend, every weekend, and that's how we
Sure, there's
make
a lot of
money.
people watching that can relate to this.
Yeah.
That makes me feel so much better. Good. Guys, I would say after finishing at 3, 4 a.m, oh dear,
Yeah.
I would say you're in for, if you're a new business okay, the best time to advertise a new business, a new service, or a new product is 6 months ago. There's like a saying in marketing, and it will take you about 6 months to build up.
So did you know that from the first, or now I just listened to a podcast, that from the first time someone sees your ad, it takes them 45 days for them to be convinced
Yeah.
to even click
It's like
on
7
your ad.
touch points with your brand or something like that. And that means 7 touch points, not necessarily digitally.
Mm.
7 touch points. Yes, I do markets too. Yay!
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure anyone who has a small business has done markets or done something very small to launch.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important, even if you are a product-based business, to give people the opportunity to see you in person and get to know that you're a real person that they can support as well.
So the last markets that we just did, I feel like if after that market, if you were to go down to the beach, it would just be full
Everyone was wearing them. Yay, that's what we want to see.
So nice. Yeah.
Yay. And people want to support people. They want to buy off people.
Mm.
So, Keely, if you think you're too good for markets, then you need to rethink how much you want it.
Yeah.
That is a great tip. It's really true. Everyone starts off small. Nobody starts off with a global brand.
No.
Unfortunately.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, so 4 years, and we have curated our audience. So it's majority female. So now whenever we do a post,
Mm-hmm.
or actually mainly a lot of our sales come from our emails.
Mm.
Yeah.
Email marketing.
Yeah.
Do you use MailChimp?
Yeah.
Yeah. So MailChimp is really good. I believe under 2,000 contacts is free. Is that right? I could be wrong about that.
We pay for ours.
I pay for mine now,
Yeah,
but
we pay for ours.
at the start there's like an amount, it's either an amount of subscribers or an amount of emails you're sending out, or a combination of both. And at the start you don't have any subscribers, you don't know what to send via email, so everyone can get started on MailChimp for free. MailChimp is a great way to collect data, so you always want to from the very beginning be collecting email addresses, because that's a really good way to sell to your customer, because we don't like to sell on Instagram.
Exactly.
But if you can pull the data off Instagram and start building up a mailing list, then that's where you can eventually start selling. Okay, talking about Instagram then. So we've just started our business, we've got no money, we're actually in backwards money. We can't afford a professional photographer, we can't afford a model.
This is us.
We need to put photos on Instagram.
Yeah.
So what do we do?
So we used each other. So all the photos are
Sexual.
not like that. So Keely and I are both very good at taking photos.
Mm-hmm.
And then our lovely Insta
With your
husband-
iPhone?
With our iPhone, yeah.
So with an iPhone, guys.
iPhone, and then our lovely Insta husband, he was really not keen at first, but
They never are. And then they become keen. And then they're like, babe, take a photo of this. Babe, take a photo over here.
like, why are you using me? Why are you using someone someone else, and then they start getting jealous.
That is so funny.
But it's like if you buy him the right technology, because for them it's all about the tech.
Yeah.
Then they get super into
Drone
it.
guys.
But we've also got a really good relationship with a few local Perth photographers.
And how did you get those relationships? Reaching out?
Reaching out, but
Yeah.
also one particular photographer that we use, Luke, he actually worked with
Hi, Luke.
Yeah, he's the best. He's an amazing photographer, and we try to use him for as much as we can whenever we can't use Bart, but we love working with him.
But how long did that take you to be able to do that?
Him?
Yeah.
Well, Keely knew him from Niche.
Okay.
Niche.
Yeah.
Then our other photographer that we work with a lot is, do you know River Road Studios? Jeremy?
No.
So he's a really good photographer as well.
Yeah.
He does all of our studio shots.
Okay.
And then we have Luke, who does all of our outdoor shots.
Okay.
And then we have Bart and each other.
Yeah, but at the start it's hard.
But do you know what? We always pay for our photographer. We always pay for our models.
Yeah. Cool. That's a good
So,
point as well.
Yeah.
Don't expect people to do it for free. Everyone's just trying to make $1.
Yeah, but also, like, it's what can you give them in return as well.
Yeah.
Don't ask for it for free, especially if it's their time.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
100%. I was reading about another activewear label that the girl said when she was launching or watching a webinar, I don't know what it was, that she had no money, she couldn't afford a photographer, she couldn't afford a model. So she was like, well, I'm not in shape, but I've got a body. And she started going to the gym twice a day, every day, until she was in...
I know who that is.
Yeah. She was in a position that she felt comfortable modelling her own activewear.
That's what we did with our swimwear. So both of us, well, Keely's always in good shape. But yeah, we would go to the gym so much. And we actually shot our first swimwear campaign in the middle of winter. Because you always shoot before the season. So we've done that twice, which we've learned not to do that again.
I spent many years at modelling, so I do understand that.
Yeah. So
And you're smiling and laughing, and inside you're dying because your heart is frozen over because it's so cold.
with our hot water bottles and maybe some vodka to keep us warm.
Just got to do what you got to do, hey? Cute.
But we learned from that, and then we shot our last swim campaign in Ronest in summer, so that went really well.
Yeah.
And activewear, I feel like a lot more people are more comfortable to shoot in activewear rather than swimwear. So we've tried to work with quite a few people this time round, which is good.
Yeah.
But usually it would just be us in all the photos.
So there you go. If you go onto the Ella and Jackson Insta page, it's Ella and... not Jackson, Keely. Ella and Keely. What's the story behind the name?
So guess we thought of the name?
Bart. Question. Keely Jack. Oh, you aren't a potato. You're a hot chip. Aloha from Hawaii. Hi, Hawaii. Thanks for watching.
So Bart actually thought of the name. I really wanted
Bart, can you just go and underachieve somewhere else, please?
I'm actually about to launch a new service, which is business consulting.
Business with Bart. Bart should do workshops and call it Business with Bart. That would be so funny. I love it. Okay, next question. What are your tips to create consistent content for Instagram when you've only got limited stock to show off? Great question, whoever asked that.
Was it you?
No, this is my community Q&A. So this is all from, so whenever I do these webinars, guys, a week before on my story, I will put up ask me a question that you want to know about the topic. And then I pick out the best 10 and they're the ones we use.
Yeah.
The end.
So we shoot a lot of content all the time.
Just repeat,
and
right?
Repeat, yeah. And we'll go to different locations, and that's usually what changes it up.
Okay, so different locations, great tip.
Yeah, and also collaborating with people.
Yeah, so for anyone watching that doesn't fully understand what that means, what does that mean?
So we will reach out to models or influencers that we want to work with, and either I will go shoot with them, that's a lot of the time, and I'll shoot sometimes on my phone, which is totally fine.
Cool.
Or we'll get a photographer, we'll do a proper shoot, or usually it's actually just Bart taking the photos.
Bart again. Everyone to get themselves a bar. That's the best tip. Ooh, that was a very sexual one for bar. Thanks, Bar. Okay, this is a very loaded question. We've all been there. In the fashion industry especially, this is a big one.
Okay.
How do you deal with copycats?
Okay. I feel like this can get quite emotional.
Yeah, it's true.
We've had this happen a lot, and we've had it happen to our designs, we've had it happen to our branding and to our content. And there's actually been a moment where my mum has been like, this person's Instagram, Ella, looks just like yours.
Shut up.
Because she doesn't know about Instagram. She's like, are people going to know that that's not your product? That's actually someone else's product?
Oh, that's so
I'm like,
cute.
"Mum."
Thanks, Mum.
Yes, they are, because ours is better.
Yeah, yours is better, 100%.
Yeah, it's really disheartening, but also, I guess, flattering. But
It's hard, isn't it?
It's
You
really
have
hard.
to take it as a compliment. But do you know what? Ella's so nice. Let's be honest, it's fucking infuriating.
People that
You're too nice.
we've spoken about. I think that's the problem. Whereas people will copy us, and I don't stand up for us enough.
Yeah.
And I probably should. But Keely's also too nice.
Do you know what? This is the thing. I think,
So maybe we just got to get more bitchy, Keely.
yeah, you just got to get tougher, and people will always copy you. The bigger you get, the more you're going to get copied.
Yeah. So
And you just got to accept that's a part of being a business. Hang on, we have a question. Just means you're killing it, babe. Trailblazers. Cute. Imitation is the greatest compliment.
it is,
It
and
is.
it's also the most frustrating thing.
Yeah, it is. It's a double-edged sword,
So we've
I
learned.
believe they say.
What did Keely say?
She said, a
Time to
time to
get
put the
sassy
sassy pants on. Yes, it's true.
Yeah, no, but we've learned now if we're about to launch a new product or if we have a new element of branding that we're about to release, not to give it away too soon because there's always someone with more money
Yeah,
that will come.
and that's what's really
Take
hard
your
as
idea.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
There will always be someone with more money, more resources than you. But I guess you do just need to believe in the fact that there is only one you. And someone said something really good to me once that's always stuck in my mind. They can only copy what you've done, not what's next.
Yeah.
So,
and actually, Ela Duys made a really good point the other day that it's not authentic to
Totally.
them, so people will eventually see through it because
totally.
they can't keep copying you because they
Yeah.
are not you. Like,
And this
that's
is
not
a
you.
really good thing about social media as well. When you get a sale from social media, they're part of your family. So they're more involved in the growth and the support of your story behind the business, and that's why it's so important to share your story rather than just a closed sale. And I don't know about you guys, but if I bought something randomly from a shop, right, and it was a particular, let's say it was a particular product. So I went into a random store I've never been in before. I was looking on the racks. I found, let's say, a top. And then I just so happened to be on Instagram and I came across an account that had a top that was exactly the same as the top that I bought. But I can look through all the posts and I can read through and I can see, in fact, this top has been copied off these guys. I'm going to fuck off that random shop. And I'm going to support the original because...
People always say, oh, there only has to be a 10% difference.
Yeah.
But no, fuck that.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Don't copy at all. Just...
I guess, yeah, the biggest thing is there's nothing wrong with taking inspiration from other people and products and
Definitely.
services,
Like,
but...
I really like where they've done that photo shoot. I
Yeah.
like that colour. I like the makeup. But
Yeah.
let's not put it all together the same way that they've put it together.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, if you're not going to have your own ideas, then maybe you shouldn't start a fashion label.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
One of my friends actually over in Adelaide has this happening to her right now, and she, and even they use the same influencer, and she was like, oh, is that my dress? But someone else has been tagged in it. So, yeah, but she reckons that the person that's copying her is actually a good friend of hers, and she said that, like, she was talking about this idea with her previously, and that she reckons that she just didn't even realise that she's copying her, that she sort of thought that it was her own idea.
Okay.
Because when you see when you see something over and over again, you sort of forget and
look,
think that it's your own idea.
There's definitely, I think when you're in business, you can get really excited.
Exactly.
And not realise. Don't get into business without being prepared to be copied. Yeah. The end. That's really it. Can you give some tips on finding good influencers? Yes. That's actually the next question. Are you looking at my notes? So, do you use influencers, which you've already said you've had?
Yeah.
Let's talk about how do you find the right influencer for your brand?
So it was actually quite hard with swimwear because a lot of and this is even before they had stats to show you the split between male and female. So in the beginning it was quite hard, and that's how we really built our socials in the beginning. We did so much influencer marketing that Bart got a bit angry at me how much I was spending on influencer marketing. But
sorry, Bart. Are you okay? Would you like some water? Should I give you CPR? I'm ready. One moment, please.
No.
I'll have a water break.
So the first influencer we worked with was Gabby Epstein.
Yes.
This is before she was...
Hi, Gabby.
Stop.
Are you okay?
I've got really bad hay fever today.
Okay.
Sorry.
She's got bad hay fever today. Sorry.
But it's really important now to ask for influencer statistics to make sure that they match your target audience.
There is nothing wrong with asking for screenshots of insights. If people refuse to give you those screenshots, say, thank you.
That might be a
goodbye.
Red flag.
Yeah, red flag.
In the beginning it was hard, and we have, in the beginning our product was just swimwear. So you can imagine that these big swimwear influencers,
they attract a lot of men
following.
Yeah.
So in the beginning we weren't getting a huge return on investment, but then as soon as analytics started to come through, and we would check the comments and we would check the people that are liking the photo, then
so you've got to be proactive about it as well.
It comes back to doing research.
Yeah.
And in the beginning as well, like, we were just excited to work with influencers, so we didn't really know what we were doing, and there wasn't a lot of information available on social media influencer marketing.
Because this was 4 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, it was a lot.
2 years ago?
Longer than that. It was maybe
85 years ago. She looks great for her age, doesn't she?
85.
Good skincare.
It's Polish skin.
Oh yeah, she's Polish. Good European skin.
But now that there are analytics available, definitely ask for that, and don't pay too much.
How do you even begin though? Do you hashtag search? Do you Google them?
I would look at people that you follow, that you aspire,
in the community.
That you follow for particular products. I follow her because I love her styling. She always has amazing products. So
that's a good tip.
Find people that other people follow for specific products, or
because they're influenced by them.
Exactly.
Speak louder. Okay. Speak louder.
It's just because you're loud.
I'm very loud. I don't even know why. I don't know why I'm so loud, but I am. Okay. So, in saying that, we've got the influencers. Does it pay off then?
Definitely, when you find the right influencer.
Yeah.
They do. And we've had influencers that we have made more than our return on investment, which is amazing. And
which is sort of what you're hoping
that's
to
what
do.
you want. And but that's not always the case. So yeah, you'll know. You'll do a post and you'll get nothing, or you'll do a post and you'll get hundreds of sales. So yeah, you'll find.
You know very quickly. I think as well, do not be disheartened if it's your first time using one and something goes wrong, and it happens to everyone. Everyone gets fucked over. Everyone gets taken advantage of. Everyone makes mistakes in business. We learn from them and we move forward. It's just what happens. It's why not everyone is in business. Okay.
Yeah.
I got real serious, Brooke, then. Sorry. Let's get back to fun. All right, advertising.
Yes.
Do you sponsor posts?
We do. We don't do it too much.
Mhm.
We'll do it more so if we have an event or if we have a promotion.
Okay, so
Yeah.
events and promotions specifically.
Yeah. We did in the beginning as well to create brand awareness,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't do it too much. We try to focus more on organic reach.
Yeah,
Just because we don't have a huge budget
Budget,
for
yeah.
it. Yeah.
totally.
If we had a bigger budget, we probably would do it
Yeah.
more, but
And I think as well, if you're going for brand awareness, the most amazing thing about Instagram is every single time you put up a post, you have a free opportunity to increase the exposure of that post times 30. 30 hashtags on every single post. Use them. It doesn't cost you a cent. So that's why I love Instagram so much, because of the fact that any business, big or small, can get this massive exposure for their brand, basically dependent on how much time they want to put in and using hashtags every single time that they post. Didn't cost you a cent.
SEO.
Yeah, I only started advertising. I know I'm not in fashion, but just to give you guys an idea, so I've had my business now for almost 4 years, and I only started advertising last year.
Yeah.
Paying for advertising last year. So all the rest of that time was done for free. Now that you've experienced an effective influencer, what do you look out for now when you're selecting influencers?
I always ask for their analytics, but I will always look at their likes and comments.
Okay.
Always. Yeah. And make sure that they're already posting the kind of content that you want them to post for you.
Yeah.
We've been approached by influencers before that have never posted a swimwear photo or never posted a photo in activewear that want to collaborate,
That's a good tip.
but their audience obviously isn't going to respond
Yeah.
because they don't post that kind of content. So make sure that they're in line with your brand.
Mm-hmm. Do not be afraid to say no.
Yeah.
Matthew Landers talked about this as well, and it's a really good point. That was another webinar I did, how to build a luxury brand. He talked about not being afraid to say no to anyone or anything that doesn't align with your brand.
Yeah.
Because it can confuse your market, and a confused customer doesn't purchase.
Yeah, and a lot of people always say yes to every single opportunity, but it's not realistic.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you that was my strategy, say yes to everything, and that came from where I didn't know what I wanted to do or what direction to grow in, so I said yes to everything, and now I'm on a no train.
No trouble.
Yeah, because you are one person and you can only do that for so long, and then it gets to a point where, yeah, you've got to start saying no.
Yeah, so we've been asked to do New York Fashion Week and Miami Swim Week.
100% yes!
But we've heard from other people that you get hardly any return on investment.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
so it would be really amazing. Like, it's a dream of ours.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Once we have the capital,
Yeah.
we'll do it. But yeah, apparently you don't get any return on investment
Nothing.
from it. So why would we?
Interesting.
And it's like a $50,000
Fine.
experience.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's really cool that they know who you are and they asked
Yeah,
you.
and they ask us all the time, which is amazing. And
Also awesome.
yeah, and one day we will do it.
One
We'll
day.
say yes.
We'll get there.
But for now, we're focusing more on the product.
Yeah, and building that up.
Building that up, yeah.
Good answer. Okay, so let's go back to the question about Instagram. What did she say? Hang on, there's another question here as well. Who's your biggest influence, mentor, or inspiration? And
That's a good question.
okay, hang on. Is hashtags in the comment the same as hashtags in the description? Yes.
Yes, I feel like it makes no difference.
It makes no difference. There is one really quick and easy way to see if your hashtags are working or not. Look up the hashtag. If your content is there, it has worked. If it's not there, you've got a problem, my friend. Tell us about your mentor, influence, inspiration.
Mentor, so I have a personal one,
Mm-hmm.
which is Elsa from B Directory.
Mm-hmm.
She has always She always gives me big business advice.
And how did you find her?
She's been my hairdresser for 11
Ah.
years.
There you go.
But she's got 2 businesses, so she's not just a hairdresser, she's many things.
Would you recommend everyone getting into the fashion industry has a mentor?
I think when you get into business, you should get a mentor. Someone to guide you.
And they don't
Someone with
necessarily need to
experience.
be in your industry?
No, just someone that has a wealth of knowledge,
Yeah.
experience, maybe success in business in general.
And then where do you find your inspiration for your actual designs?
We take inspiration all the time. So whenever we have like a moment of creativity, we just draw it straight away. And with colours as well, we'll save it. But everywhere all the time. So travelling, that's probably the biggest inspiration.
Okay.
Travelling around the world, different cultures, and seeing all their sort of designs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And from each other. Yeah.
Cute. You guys are so cute. Oh, we've only got 9 minutes left. Tips for engagement on Instagram. That was one of the questions.
So engagement with your audience or with influencers or both?
Increasing engagement on posts.
So I would first engage with the people that you want to engage with on your posts.
Yes.
Engagement equals engagement.
Agreed. You have to give likes to get likes.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything else?
Maybe follow relevant hashtags to your business so then you can keep liking the posts that are tagged under those hashtags. And yeah, the more you comment, the more
you engage, the more engagement you'll get, unless you're a celebrity. So that's unfortunately that's the game you're going into. There's nothing that you can do about it. Like anything, there's pros and cons to every single marketing channel or communication platform that you decide to use. But still, it doesn't cost you anything to engage. So the more you put in, the more you get out. And I think the more people you speak to, remember on Instagram, everyone starts from 0. Everyone starts from no posts. Coming into frame. I'm losing you. Everyone starts from no posts and everyone starts with 0 followers. So begin somewhere. Follow people. Research hashtags. Follow hashtags. Comment on posts. If you commented on 5 posts a day this week, comment on 10 posts a day next week. Social media really, I always compare social media to a diet and exercise plan. The more you do it, the more consistent you are, the better the results that you're going to get. The more you grow, the faster you will grow as well.
Sometimes it might help if you make a list of the people that you have to engage with, you know?
Yeah.
So if you have influencers or ambassadors or just
make them a priority.
Yeah, exactly. And build that relationship.
Do you have a strategy around stories?
Usually we'll do product-based stories. If we have a new product, we'll do lots of videos so that people can really see the fit or how to style it or how to take care of it. Or now we're doing activewear, so we'll even do ones at the gym.
Just the product in action.
Exactly.
The squat test.
Yes. People want to see it on. So it's a really good way for people to actually see how it looks on, and we'll also do stories at events, or if we have a promotion, then I'll plan a series of stories to go along with that.
Love it. Best piece of business advice you've ever received?
Dreams don't work unless you do.
It's true.
Yeah.
I
So
like
if you're not actually going to work for it, then it's not going to happen.
Yeah, you've got to work your ass off.
Even if you just do a little bit every day, like if you're working full time, if you just put a little bit of effort into your goals every day, it will eventually happen.
There is a reason why not everyone gets into business and does what we do.
Persistence.
Yeah, not everyone has the commitment. It's like a reason why not everyone has a 6-pack or an 8-pack. It's the same thing. You've got to put in the work to get the results. And if you want to be successful in this market, which is extremely, extremely competitive, then you got to put in more than the guy next to you.
Yes.
That's how you win.
Exactly. And
And be nice to people. Don't put people down.
Yeah.
How do you collab without looking fake or like you want things for free? #hate fakers. Cute.
Always ask them about their rates. Always make sure that you want to seem like you're not trying to get something for free from them.
Yep.
That you're actually valuing their time.
Yep.
And I think that's the best way to go about it. But first, email them, actually address it to them, actually seeing that
Don't just copy and paste the same email.
No, we've had people that want to collaborate with us that are like, I would love to advertise your shoes. I'm like, we don't sell shoes.
Yeah.
So make it genuine and of interest to that actual person. So if you see that something's happening in their life, make it relatable to,
Yeah.
oh gosh, like I love that this is happening, or like
Remember, a
congratulations on
collaboration
something.
is coming together to create something beneficial for both parties.
You're building a relationship with them.
Exposure is not payment.
No.
No one pay. Oh, what is that? Is that a leaf? Sorry, got distracted. That's real crazy. Yeah. Are markets okay to do, even though your price point is on average $200 to $300? Seems like people go to markets for bargains.
No, when we first started our markets, we were selling silk kimonos as well. So I was sewing these silk kimonos and we were selling them for $250 because they were 100% silk and I was sewing them. So it was my time and effort, and silk is hard.
Into them. Silk is hard.
Definitely.
Hang on, we'll do more questions, but firstly, what's next for Ella and Jackson?
To follow us and find out.
So, how can people find you, Ella and Jackson?
So at Ella and Jackson, Ella's with one L. Don't
One
get it
L.
wrong. Or online, www.ellaandjackson.com.
Do you have any markets coming up? Or markets are kind of over, right?
For now, yeah.
Yeah.
Just because it's coming into winter. But we did quite a lot summer sale markets, so we'll probably do that again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next summer.
Yeah.
It's winter now, so
Yeah.
go online.
We have just launched our activewear, so that's up. And the swimwear is all on sale because we're relocating our warehouse.
Okay, so you can get a bargain on swimwear.
Yeah.
Anything that you need, anything that you feel you need to share with the people that you've not said?
Don't know.
We covered a lot.
I feel like we did.
Thanks to everyone that tuned in and for asking really good questions. Love Ella and Jackson. Ashley, Taryn, Keely, love you. Cute.
Oh, I did want to say a big thank you to everyone that's already bought our activewear. We've had it out for, this will be our 3rd week that it's been released, and so much of it has sold out. And you guys are
Yay.
amazing.
And we see it in the gym all the time, which is cute.
So we've been going to S30 a lot, and it is just flooded
Everywhere.
And it's so nice.
It's nice.
It's so nice to see. You guys
Okay, our official countdown's on.
Oh.
So for those people that haven't done a live before, you can do an hour maximum on live, and the last 2 minutes you get a warning and it counts you down. So good. Thank you for sharing all your knowledge. Damn, I missed this live. Tashi, Sue, it will be on my story for 24 hours and you'll be able to watch the whole thing back.
Or YouTube.
Or YouTube.
Yeah.
So guys, I have a YouTube channel. It's called How to Socialize. I think there's 4 episodes on there already. And you can get heaps of tips. P.S. Ella and Jackson, you're killing it.
Yay.
Yay.
Good try.
So that's it, guys. Thanks for coming. If you're a social club member, this webinar will be going into the social club. Ella is in the social club, so you'll be able to ask her any more questions on the webinar as well.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for answering questions. Thanks for giving away so much free tips and advice. And guys, don't forget to buy your Ella and Jackson activewear. I'm getting some activewear. Yay!
Oh, I'll give you a special members discount code.
Oh, stop it. All right. Have a lovely day, everybody.